Okay. Did any of you went ahead and build anything above that?
Yes, sir.
Mm,
I'm just
so
created, but don't know how to means enter that number. But I'm created.
you have created.
Yes, sir.
Show what exactly are you talking about?
Yeah, can you share me please? See my screen?
It's coming up, I guess, Abhishek. Do-do-do. Great, great, great.
Like
This
it.
seems like a very good and very advanced calculator. Wow.
Yes,
So
and
how
this
do
is
you
coming after saving that. This is will be coming. But how to input that number? Means suppose I am clicking 9, then it will be go to here. But how that performs, I don't know, sir.
oh, so you designed it, but then you don't know how this would perform, right?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Let's understand them by one. I mean, in a very simple aspect, I would like to tell you how does those numbers work. So first thing is how would different inputs work together? And that right over there, the calculator that you've shown, it seems like a very advanced calculator.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else has built anything above or anything similar to it? Okay, no worries. Sharing my screen. My machine is coming up. Okay, Abhishek, I'm going to take back that screen.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So that calculator would require a lot of logic. And before we understand that what are these logics, the first thing that we understand is how you can bring text input and different types of controls into your application. So for that, I will move towards make.powerapps.com. Apps. Now, calculator is something right over here. I'll edit it. So we'll come back to the application that we were creating yesterday, and we'll understand from basic on how things are actually done in Power Apps. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now we do have this calculator. The first thing that we would do is provide input sections to a user. So this is how it would appear. I want my user to have an input section where they can go ahead and input numbers. Okay, rather now that they would be accessing phone, they would be accessing their keyboards on their phone or on their machine, they would be using their keyboard. So they might not need a button to enter in their calculator. They can simply enter it from their keyboard that they have on their phone or on their machine. So for that, what I would do is I'll introduce a text input. So in the text field, you will find something known as text input. This text input is used as an input control for a user. Easy? Okay. I'll rename this. We'll call it as number 1. Control C, Control V. We'll bring it over here. You see, as I copy, this is something that is happening in the within main screen. Number 1 is my original. Number 1 underscore 1 is the duplicate of that text input. Now let's just see how this text input is. Right over here, I can click on test. Great. Understand that every control that you bring has some sort of properties. What are these properties? So as I select this over here on the left corner where you see default, the default property of text in default property is set to text input. So anything that I write within here would appear on that text input. For an example, if I write my name under double quotation mark, it is important. I don't want to show anything, but rather I want to give user a hint to write numbers in that. So I'll just remove this default inputs from here. Perfect. And I'll use one of the property which is known as hint text. Enter the number, right? Similarly for this particular as well, enter the number. Now what exactly is hint text? This is a new property, right? Understand that this is not only about text input. This is about every control. Every control has some sort of properties. Now, as soon as I click on this, that is what the hint text is. It lets you know about what has to be entered. So I'll enter 50 here, and then I'll enter 500 here. Perfect. So I want to show combination of this. For an example, right now, I want to show addition of these two inputs, any input that user provide here. Yeah, go ahead.
Nothing, sir.
Okay. For showing, what do we use? Like above header, what are we using for showing information? We are using a label. In similar sense, we will use a label. A label doesn't let user interact. I'll say that this is where I would show information. I'll make that text size as 30 in middle. And I'll give a color of green color. This is not enough. I also need to configure my text input to show the addition if I'm looking for addition. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So how would I do that? I know that text has a property which is text. Anything that user will write here under double quotation mark. Again, if I'll write my name here, it would bring my name over there. Here I want to tell Power Apps that, okay, don't show my name, but do show addition of these two numbers that are there in this text input. So I will simply say, I will use the name of these text input. What is the name? Number one and number one underscore one. So just show me addition of number one plus number one underscore one. So right now, this is a live calculator which is showing addition of any two numbers that user might enter at their end. Right? This is our first concept to understand, that input fields are such thing which allow user to interact with themselves, and label is something that lets you give the total of them. Try this at your end. Try making a calculator, a simple calculator at your end, which is only doing addition for a starter. You will understand how properties work. Allow me a moment. I'll share my screen again. Any questions with those inputs and outputs?
No, sir. But sir, that calculator only gives that addition value.
Right now, it is only giving the addition values. Yes. So we will come and think about a lot of things where we would go ahead and expand the scope of our calculator.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Try that calculator at your end and let me know if you are able to create only simple calculation kind of thing.
What will be the formula text input one?
Say that again.
Yes, sir. Can you share your screen?
Yeah, sure. Share my screen so that you can know the formulas and you can know how to configure. Now let me know once it's visible. Let me know if it is working for you at your end. Guys, is it working?
I'm just doing here.
Yes, sir.
If you are having any issues, please let me know. I'll help you out.
Push lite right. Here open another box. No. Text. Text input. Rank list.
Yeah, the formula that you would use would depend upon the name of your text input. I have renamed my text input to number 1. That's why in the formula I use those names. So these are name of my text input.
Resource. Text size. Okay. Then size bigger. Should be done with spots in the paper. Keep the text instead.
Is it working? If you're facing any issues, please let me know. Share your screen. I'd like to help you out.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
Yep.
Sir, result is coming, but there is coming cross mark in the red circle. Invalid argument. Argument.
Yeah. Share your screen. It's visible. Yeah, go ahead.
When I'm doing this is fine, but yeah.
So that is fine. Yeah, that there is no problem there.
Here,
But you do have errors. Yeah. What is the error? Go ahead. Click on that. Click on edit. Go to tree view. Click on tree view. Oh yeah, because there is a formula that is applied to fill property. See, you are applying formula to the fill property. Fill property is supposed to be a color. See the formula. It is number 1 plus number 2. On the left of it, it is fill. Remove that formula.
If you
Yeah, remove. Empty it. Empty the formula bar. Okay, that's it. Similarly, go to the second one. Edit. Yeah, remove that. This is the default value. You are applying it to default. Default value should not have that. Right? Perfect. Resolved. Okay, anybody else facing issues?
No, sir.
no, sir.
It's working for everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Let's move on to our next topic. I would like you to explore some of the things which are more of like complicated things of Power Apps. So how would you let your Power Apps do multiplication? How would you let your Power Apps, use different techniques of calculator? How do you think? Can you give an idea?
With the formula,
By using formula, right?
my like division and subtraction. They
Okay.
give some formula and then with input text like this.
What else? Any else idea?
Yeah, maybe the first we have to enter the first number. After that, it will be that option type. We have addition. We have to add or subtract or multiply or divide. Then the second number. Suppose only not adding that, we have to input two numbers, and after that we have to show without means show whatever means we have to done means addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. The middle part will be an optional part. That will be you have to choose whether you have to add or subtract or multiply or divide. Yeah, like this.
Like this, right? We will
Yes,
provide
sir.
here numbers. You want to subtract, multiply, divide. I want to multiply by 50. I'll have that number. Right? We will come back to this as well. I'm just want you to explore your minds to see what are the things that can be done and how you could use formulas to do all those sort of things. Now we were right over here. We were understanding different aspects of Power Apps. Okay. We understand that how we could create it. There are different ways to create Power Apps. First way, we understand how templates can be used, right? Second, how blank application can be used, right? The third way to prepare application is using a database. So allow me a minute. Perfect. The third way of creating Power Apps is yeah.
Um, we are just using the templates, but how it will be created? How these templates are created?
Originally, these templates are created from Microsoft, right? But if your question is how using template you can create an app, I think that's it. That
Yes.
is your question, right?
No, 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 sir. I'm just asking for the templates. In this way, the templates are creating. How we can
Uh,
create the calculator table? Means that.
that's right. I mean, these are, certified applications by Microsoft. Somebody would have created them, certified them, and then they are appearing right over here.
Okay, sir.
Perfect.
And,
Uh,
yes, sir. And sir, in that calculator, suppose you have to input that 2 into 2 plus 2 minus 2 into 2 into 0 divided by 2 plus 2. And how it will be possible? Means what
yeah. So,
in
this is something that we will learn ongoing. I also want you to explore this. So, we are with you and me are 1 month together, every day 1 hour. So,
yes, sir.
right. So I want you to brainstorm on that. I already, knew about techniques, but I want you to find out how you could do that. Different techniques. If not, if you're not able to do that, I am there. I'll help you out before this training ends. What do you say?
Okay, sir.
All right.
And sir, that calculator means template which I am creating, how that numbers goes to that box.
That's right. So let's go with, class challenges. This challenge is also for me, and this challenge is also for you. The first challenge is how Calci can have recurring calculations, right? Which
Yes, sir.
means 1 plus 2 minus 1 into 3, these kinds of aspects. The second class challenge that we will have is how number buttons can be used as input. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
All right. So these challenges for everyone, including me, and I would like us to brainstorm on this. Every day we will come up with these class challenges and all. Uh, Probably I will save this class challenges in our shared folder. Before this training ends, we will solve all class challenges. But I want you to go ahead and explore on that before I tell you the solution.
Okay, sir.
Because we have just started with learning Power Apps. We are yet to learn a lot of things about it. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
let's know the tool completely first. So we know that there are different ways of creating application. One other way is to create from data source. So directly from data source, how applications can be created. You see that there are these options: blank app, Dataverse, SharePoint, Excel, right? So how from Dataverse these how you, if you have a table in Dataverse, how from the table in Dataverse you can create an application, or similarly using SharePoint, or if you have online Excel, how could you use that? I'll go with Dataverse because that is something we are familiar with. I'll click on Dataverse here and it will bring up these information, whether start from a blank canvas app, start from your data, right? New one, I'm going to use phone layout option. Here I'll come and say new connection. These are all data services from where I can, make an application. You can also visit these services by using more data sources option, which is right over here in the right corner. Right? I can click on more data sources. And this will take me back to this screen. I'll say new connection has to be added. My tables are in Microsoft Dataverse. So I'll come here, Microsoft Dataverse, and I'll click on create. As soon as I click on create and have a connection, I would see all of my table that belong to this environment. I'll say I have to make an application from accounts, right? Similarly, you know that, right? We do have visit table as well. I can use visit table as well. But for an example here, I'll click on accounts. I'll click on accounts, I'll click on connect. And within 2 minutes, Power Apps will create application, a ready-made application for me. This application will be helpful to perform CRUD operations. What does I mean by CRUD operation? CRUD. Are you guys aware?
Insert, update, and delete. Create, insert, update, and delete.
Create.
Right. Create, read,
Read.
update,
Delete.
and delete. Using this application, I can do these mechanisms on my database. Let's just see how that application is. So this is how that application would be. How would user experience it? So I'm going to click on preview here, right? So you would see that here are all the accounts that belong to my table. I can add a new account by using create new item here. So address, city, and account name. And I can also visit particular account. I can see those details and I can click on edit. Right? So this is how, using database, you can create an application, a ready-made application, which would be of the same format every time you use a database to create those applications. Okay, Now let us also understand how this application was created, because there are a lot of fields involved in it. So I will take you to the, I will let you know by two methods. Are you guys in office or are you guys in home?
Yes, sir.
No.
Office.
Office? What are your usual time? Working time, working hours.
Working time will be 3:30 to 11:30.
3:30 to 11:30.
But
Great.
we have the means new joiners, so it's after the training will be go.
After the training, you will go because today is weekend. Okay.
No,
So you
no,
are
no, sir.
thinking, yeah.
As we are the new joiners, then after the training we'll be going to home.
Free yourself. Yeah, I get it. So were you thinking that doing this training early was good for you for today? Right?
Sorry, sorry, sir, can get it.
I said that, since this is like after training you would go, doing this training early. It is on 7:30, right? So you were expecting to do it at 5:30 so that you can free and enjoy your weekends.
Yes.
No, no.
No. So let's get back to Power Apps, right? We know that now from database we could create it. So I'll make you understand each concept. Now you can create same application which Power Apps created from you from a database using a blank app as well. And this is how you will understand everything. So I'll go ahead, create, and I will say that account app, right? I'll use the account app P. I'll use the phone mode. Click on phone, click on create. In this, we will understand several things. The first thing that you have in your Power Apps or your account app is the header itself. So we know how to add a header, right? I can come here, I can add a header and say this as account management. This is an account management app. So anything static should be within double inverted commas. I'll bring that in middle. Now the size, the width of the label can also be done from formula. Right now the width is 560. I can increase it to 600 as well. Right, so you can also do this using formulas, or you could say you could use a formula which is parent dot width, which will occupy the complete step.
Yeah.
Are you trying that here at your end?
Sir, I'm just asking that while in the Dataverse, the connections only two options are available, not the total means.
I didn't get your question. So while you're creating it from Dataverse, which means right from here, no, not right from here. If I go back, don't leave. I'll go here, make.powerapps.com. Right? So Dataverse, you are saying from Dataverse?
Only my account is showing in the connection.
Did you click on connection, phone layout, then new connection?
Connection.
Yeah, new connection.
Yes, sir, I get it.
And then from here you can add Microsoft Dataverse and you can create.
Okay, sir. Get it, sir.
Okay. Within 2 minutes, you will see something like this. Maybe in your account table, you won't see all of this because you won't have those accounts there.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me know once you see this application successfully.
It's loading, sir. Yes.
Sir, in that new connection, we have to suppose connect to tables, accounts, and visits. And how to do so?
You have to use two. You have to show data from two connections.
Yeah, I'm just connecting two tables, accounts and visits.
You can connect that. It would require some sort of formulas, such as this right over here, which shows those data, right, is a gallery. I mean, to start your application, you cannot start it from two tables, but then you can add tables to your applications using the cylindrical option that you have on the left corner. So in your app, if you want to use another data table, you will go here and you will click on add data. And you can add other Dataverse tables as well. Everyone has created this table?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Another table, on another tab, create a blank app in a similar way.
Sir, we have to open new screen or?
Not a new screen, a new app itself. So this is my app here. Let that be open. Go to new tab, go to Power Apps, and create a new blank app. All right, are you here? Have you created this blank app with the header?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let us understand. The first thing that we will understand is how would you show your records? For showing records, the best thing are galleries. And then we will also learn about forms. So first, let's understand about galleries. Over here in your app, this is the data that is being coming up from the data tables, right? These are your records. So you need a control which can show records from your data table. That particular control is known as gallery. Galleries are a way to show information. You will find galleries in the insert section. So right over here, if I go to insert, right here, I go to gallery. Perfect. I click on vertical. There are different types of galleries that I have. Vertical, horizontal, flexible height, blank vertical, blank horizontal, blank flexible height. I will bring the gallery itself here. Right? Your gallery will ask you to connect to a data source because it wants to show record from that data source. So the first thing that we will do again is connect a data source to our app. Remember guys, we are not into this app which was created by the data source, but we are into our blank app. Now in your blank app, if you want to add an data, you go over here on the left corner to the data tab. So if I expand this, you would see tree view, insert data. Right now I have no table at all. So I will add some tables. I will add account table. Right? If I need any other table, I will add them too. Such as if I need buildings, I will add the building table. Now I have two tables attached to my application. I can use these tables or data from these tables on my gallery. I'll select my gallery. It will ask me for a data source. In my app, I have two tables, but I also have certain other available in the environment. I'll cross this out. It's not necessary here, but what I want you to pay attention is as you select gallery, you can see on the right panel, properties of galleries are updated. The first property of them is data source. So I go here, I do the same action using, and I'll click on accounts. As I click on account, all of these records from account table will be uploaded. Gallery is made up of different sections. I mean, the first section over here, you could see this is the first section of your gallery. And if you pay attention to the tree view on the left corner, where you see the name of the gallery as gallery 1, you can expand that section. And you can see several things such as the separator, the line here, the next arrow, the subtitle, title 1, and the image section. I have no image in my database, that's why there is no image showing up. The way how gallery appears, you can change that too. So on the right corner, right, you do have a view section. We will talk about that, but you also have the layout section. Image layout. Right? So what type of gallery would you want? Whether you want title, subtitle, and body, title and subtitle only, or these different. I will say I don't want image, I want title and subtitle body. So now you could see there are three things that is being showed from my data source. Understand, gallery is the way to show information. This information will be based out of the columns, the fields that you have in your table. So my account table has address, city, main phone number, and account 1. I don't want to show address, city, but rather I want to show address. So I can come here. Where would I come that? When I select gallery, right? Right over here, I can come to field section. I can click on edit. And here I can decide what information would I show. Now pay attention that as soon as I go on changing the value here, so such as website, version number, ownership, main phone, what again, I do have there a lot of things. Account rating, account name, time spent by me, ticket, status. You can see all below account are showing the same information. So this become my 3 labels that are within this. And now I do have.
So
Yeah.
we can customize that status.
Yes,
For
we can
some people-
customize it.
For some people, it will be activated, or for rest of that don't mean so active. Can we customize that some the particular people's account is activate and others are not?
So you want to change the value from active to inactive? That's what you want to do?
Okay, sir. And sir, can we delete that arrow mark?
Arrow mark?
Next arrow mark. Can we delete?
Yeah, you can delete that.
Okay, sir.
Now it doesn't have an arrow mark. But remember, for every, anything that you bring for the first record here, the first section would also come for all of them. Now, if you want to have a logic, right, where you want to show arrow for Vishal, but you don't want to show arrow for Akash Bhaiya right over here. So you need to come up with a logic. You need something to compare, right? So you can also apply that logic, such as if the user account is active, then only show the arrow. And for inactive account, don't show the arrow.
Okay,
So we can create those logics as well. Those are also possible.
And one more thing, sir. This table is added to the gallery. Then I want to add it to the next table. Then how to that add the second table building?
To the same gallery, you want to add table to the same gallery?
Yeah.
Or a different gallery?
Yeah, I can add in the different gallery, but I can add in this same gallery. Then what to do?
You cannot add 2 tables to one gallery. You can change the table. So at a moment, one gallery will only have one table.
Suppose, sir, suppose 2 tables are related. One table has built the relation to the another table and fetching the details. We have to fetching the 2 tables record and then showing one table, one up. Then how to do that? Fetching the 2 data from the fetching the data from the 2 tables and so in the application.
I practically can't think about any such scenarios, but searching, if you gonna, let's say account table is related to building table and you apply a formula to search in account table, by default it is going to search in building table as well because it is related. So that is why you don't need to add both of the table. The table relation itself means that those searches and those logic would also penetrate.
Okay.
If you have to use different database, you can jump to different database from here, or you need to use another gallery. So you would need to introduce another gallery here, which then would be connected to another database right over here.
And sir, can we connect two galleries?
To what?
Two galleries means suppose in that first gallery Vishal Rupal. After when clicking that right arrow, it will go to that his building is in this area or not.
By logic, everything can be done, but it's not always the way by the galleries and by connecting galleries or not. The solution that you're saying. Mhm.
Like hyperlink in website, is it possible here from one page to another page?
I mean, give me an example. What you want to do?
So suppose one portal is there, I have to enter that details, means user ID, password, then it will go to the next portal, and the next portal belongs to the second table, and the first portal belongs to the first table. And after giving that login button, it will fetch the data from the second table.
Mhm. It's not relatable.
Login ID and password will store in that, and after connecting the post and the status view, that is
Hello. Yes, sir.
I mean, guys, apologies, but this is not relatable. I mean, I'm thinking about solutions of what are you trying to achieve by those examples, right? Now let us draw that. Anytime I don't understand things, I draw things so that we all can be on the same page. So let's understand, what are you trying to achieve? You want to have, tell me.
One table is there, which is storing the student's user ID, password. It
So
will be
you say
stored in the database.
you have two tables, right?
Yeah.
The one of the table is storing username and password,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes,
Which
sir.
you are calling as, okay, which you are calling as a student table.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
And the second one is that course table.
Which table?
Course.
Course table. So which course has student taken, right? So it will
Yes, sir.
have course name.
Yes, sir.
And then also maybe course
The
code.
course code and the marks is he or she is getting.
Oh, that is examination and all those things. What you want to do is you want to enter username
Yes, sir.
and it should show information about what course this student has enrolled in, right?
Yes, sir.
That's will link
Uh,
one
I'm going to write that statement, okay? By selecting student, we should have details of course.
Yes,
Is
sir.
it right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, student can have many courses, right?
Yes,
Student
sir.
can get enrolled to many courses. So the first thing you would do is develop a relationship between student table and course table.
Yes, sir.
Is it right? What kind of relationship would that be?
Sir, one common column is between the two tables is present.
1:n?
That will, yeah, that will be connect. No, not sir. 1:1. That will be connect. That.
1:1. So one
Yeah.
student can only relate to one table, one course. Is that the case?
No, sir. I'm just asking that one common column is there from student table and also course table. That will be fetch the details. That this user, if you are entering this username and password, and that will give the all that courses that he or she is studying in that college, in the 4 years of BTech, and secure that much of parts. Yeah, it is one-to-one relationship, but I'm just asking, just saying that one-to-one relation between that common column.
There would be one common column. Now, how
Yes, sir.
would that common column would, let's just say the username is the common column, right? You do have
Yes, sir.
student table and you also have
Yes.
username, right? That's what you're
Yes.
saying. So you, in order to use username in course, you need to have one relationship between them. Either it would be 1:1 or this would be 1:n. If it is 1:1, then one student can be related to one course. One student
Yes.
cannot be related to many courses, right? If it is 1
Yes.
is to n, then one student can be related to many courses. Until
Yes,
now,
sir.
we are clear. Now you are saying that when I go ahead and select that user on my application, right? I should
Yes, sir.
see which course the student has enrolled, or what are the courses that student has enrolled, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that the solution you're trying to bring? Perfect. You could do that. The first thing is you need to have a correct relationship between them. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Whether it is 1:n, 1:m, that doesn't matter. Now, if you think this in terms of here, right? You see
Yes, sir.
that this is only gallery. This is not the way to show information. I mean, this is to show number of records, not individual record.
No, no. I'm just asking that after clicking the right click, means right arrow, it will go to the second screen and it will give the details.
Details. That's
Can,
right. And
can,
in
can we do
that
that?
detail page, yes, in that detail page, we will use our lookup column, which will
Yes, sir.
bring course information from another table.
Yes, sir.
This thing, the next thing is done using forms. So right over here, the next thing that we have is learning about forms, right? Such as you could say device name can be that particular column, such as course name, which is coming from another table. But for
Yes.
all this, you would need to have relationship first. Okay,
Yes.
I hope that is understood.
Yes, sir. In that, the student table and course is the parent table, means primary table, and that student is the foreign key, where we can use the foreign key to build the relation.
Yeah,
Means
I mean, that can be same too, or student can act as a primary table and course can act as a child table in 1:n relationships.
but sir, course is fixed, but many students are there in an organization, means in an
Yeah,
institute.
so that can
So
be,
that,
if you think in terms of course table, it would be N:1 relationship. And if you are seeing in that term, then course become parent and student become child,
yes,
right? So
yes, sir.
it is about the direction, man. It is not that simple. Sorry, it is not that hard. It is about the direction. If I'm thinking in this direction, right,
Okay.
this would become as parent, and this will become child, and the relationship would be 1:n. Easy. If I think
Yes,
in
sir.
this direction, this would become N:1 relationships, and course would become parent, and this would become child relation or a child table.
Yes, sir.
Do we all agree to this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, maybe I don't understand
Yes,
anything.
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes.
Yeah, this is correct. Means if course is parent and student table is child, then it will be n is to one means relationship.
Yeah, so think it about in any direction. It's not important, right? We are open to everything here. And it is good that we do ask questions and this is how we clear those things up.
Yes, sir.
At this moment, for today, we will stop right over here. I guess we have completed our hour. I'll say. Okay, perfect. Any questions? Any queries before we go and enjoy our weekends?
Is there any class tomorrow, sir?
Huh?
Is there any class tomorrow?
Tomorrow, no. We don't have class on weekends. The next class that we have is on first, which is Monday, 7:30 to 8:30 in the evening. Okay. So there will be some changes in schedule. Let me just verify that, because the way this training has been scheduled, it has different days on different times. So let me just go ahead, verify it. Just a moment. And then assignments. And then, the second, we have 2nd August. Oh, I have to change. Okay, so 1st August we have 7:30 to 8:30, and then 2nd August we have 3 to 4. Yeah, but I'll let you know on Monday itself. Okay, like how is our next schedule for Monday? We have to join for 7:30 to 8:30.
Okay, sir.
3 o'clock, 3:30 your shift start. Is it too early for you?